So I wanted to start by thanking you for your time today, Mali. Over the last couple of weeks, we've had the pleasure of sitting down with some of the most incredible artists across the UK, and you are really a name that adds to that. So, as you'll know, we've sat down with Graft, we've sat down with Sykes, and now yourselves. So, we're incredibly proud to bring this level of talent to the platform and excited to get talking. So the way I wanted to start the interview really was to talk about your background. So the way that we're going to be doing things is breaking it up into three periods. But initially, I just wanted to understand growing up in Streatham, what was that like and what effect did that have upon you?
So yeah, so like from like what was it? From kind of from when I was born to like I was 7. I lived in Kennerton. So yeah, man, that's like where most of the things happened for me really. Like, my dad go in jail and that, and like my brothers go in jail, and just other little things that happened in the area, innit? Then eventually I moved, which was like 2010, to Brixton Hill, Streatham, and then yeah, man, like just growing up, it was just madness. Always getting kicked out of school. I was just doing, it's like just stuff in it, like yeah, man. But it's just, it still is. It's just a mad area, man. Like I lose friends to either like jail or might pass away, but it's just like it's the same cycle, man. Really, like I've seen it so much different generations. Like even when man's growing up, I'm seeing my brother's friends like go through the same thing. Then my other brother's friends go through the same thing, and then, yeah, bro. But like that's it, really, man. For real, that's how it is. That's how it was, and it still is, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you mentioned there and you touch upon the points with your brother and your brother going to jail and your father not being a part of your life. So I think it's actually your father, you specify and you really go into detail on that on your HB Street Styles and other pieces of work in your catalogue. So it'd be great for me to understand, and if you could go into depth for the viewers, how did that lack of a father figure affect your life?
Yeah, a lot, it influenced. I feel like it's mad to say, but like I feel like if he was around, I actually probably would have me rapping, because I wouldn't not have had that much to talk about. Because like from like even like year 1 when I first got kicked out of school was mainly because of the fact that he weren't around. Like it was just hard to take in it. So when I went to school, it was just every day different problem, and I was young. Like, I was mad young.
How young?
Like, what's year 1? Year 1, I think you're like 5, 6.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. So mad young. So like just growing up, like even the little things, parents' evening and like family days and sports day, like all these little things where every man their dad and their mom calm, like even like them little things hurt me in when I was younger. Like it affected man a lot. So I was like growing up now, like the point into my music is just like sort of like a bit of closure for man, I would say. But he's heard my music though, funny enough. And he said that, what did he say? He said that he doesn't blame me for what I've said, but I haven't spoken to him. It's because someone told me that he said that.
What song specifically is?
I think he's heard all of them. The Black Box. Cause I talked about him in the Black Box. Inner Me was the main 2, and the HB. I think he's heard all of them, but I don't feel like I'm ready to chat to him. So whenever someone just tells me he said this, I'm like, oh yeah.
How does that make you feel, knowing that first and foremost he's heard the songs, but actually that he's expressed, and you mentioned that you'd heard that he's expressed that he doesn't actually blame you for feeling the way you do?
The same, really, like I don't know, like cool, innit? Like you said that, like that don't change nothing for me, man. It's just like everything's happened already, man. Like so, like saying that, like yeah, you might have been showing a bit of sympathy, but like for me, it's just I'm just trying to move on with my life, man. Honestly, he's got his family and whatever, and in wherever he is. So like, I feel like yeah, man, it's time to just move on for me, to be honest.
Yeah. So to track back to something you said earlier, which is actually really interesting, related to your father, is the fact that his lack of presence led to you getting kicked out of school. And I think you mentioned you were around 5 or 6 years old actually at the time of getting kicked out of school, and your father not being there for things like sports days, etc. That really affected you. So I guess what I'm trying to understand is, what is the correlation between your father not being in your life to the period and age that you start to get kicked out of school?
Like just like from that year 1 period, it was just literally like from year 1 I didn't go to school again till like year 4, So I was out of school for time. And then I don't even actually remember what I was doing for those 2-3 years I was out of school. I was just out. They tried to do little therapy and all of these things. But like for me, like I can't really open up or express my feelings to someone that is just, like just trying to analyze me. Like I don't know, it doesn't feel natural, innit? So when I was growing up, none of that stuff worked for man. So that was like from like year 1 to year 4 when I was out, that was it really. Year 4 I went back to another school. I finished to year 6 actually. Year 6, year 7 started now. Got kicked out like a month or 2 in, literally. And then literally like I was out of school from year 7 to year 9. In that period I got arrested for my first time, which was probably like 11 or 12 for something small. But yeah, and it was just getting arrested. Like from like year 9 I got kicked out again, and I didn't go back to school until like late year 10, and then finished that. But like all of them years, getting arrested, getting kicked out, getting arrested, getting kicked out, doing this like
recurring cycle.
No direction, like literally, like it was just like literally, and then more or less like I went to college now, same thing, got kicked out of college, but before I got kicked out, like that's when I first started thinking about rap, because I knew I was close to getting kicked out, and I was thinking to myself, this course isn't for me. And then I was like, I know I have a story to tell, so why not just tell it, innit? And then from there I just been literally just every day just been working, man, for real.
Yeah, no, thank you for that answer, Mali. It's incredibly in depth, and I'm sure it will resonate with everyone watching and viewing this today. So it's interesting. I wanted to go back to something you mentioned between year 1 and year 4, you were kicked out. So I wanted to understand how tough it actually was for you to go back in at year 4, knowing that you'd skipped 3 years, and if you felt behind the other children in any way.
Nah, I've always, like, growing up, I've always been ahead, articulate, like even like obviously teachers, everyone's always told me Malachi, like, or to my mum anyway, like Malachi is an advanced child. Like literally from young I was always reading the big books and all of these things, like literally, like, so like I felt like that time I was out, probably I didn't learn as much as I could have, but I didn't feel like I was behind. Soon as year 4 hit, boom, first day, get in there, do my little test so they can see what level I'm at, and then boom, I'm set. Like I was excited, like I was so excited to get back into school life, like, because literally all I used to do, bro, like, I think there used to be some documentary on BBC, about kids in school, innit?
Yeah.
But this was mainstream school, because I never used to go mainstream schools. I used to go to like centres and that, innit? So like in my class, it was like 4 men in the class. So when I'm watching this now, I'm thinking like, this looks sick. Like there's bare man in the class, the school's packed. Like this looked like that. When I was like that period, I was just literally watching bare TV, man. And then so when I went back to school, and I was so happy, I was focused. Like, yeah, man, I've been watching this on TV. Like I got to bang this out. Like I got to be behaved. Like it's getting, like, I've been out for so long. I was gassed, but and then from year 4 to year 6, I finished happily. And then year 7, I don't know, man. It was a bit mad, but yeah, man, yeah. I just I went along, but it was just bring me memories. But yeah, man.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. Again, Mali, it's really interesting for me to understand from a personal perspective, but I'm sure everyone else feels the same that's watching this today. One thing I picked up on, which was quite poignant, was, I think if I quote you correctly, you said no direction, which is obviously something that music did give you. So I was interested to understand, what did you study at college?
I think it was business or something.
Oh, you studied business?
I went there, yeah. I went there like kind of late when everyone kind of enrolled and everything was kind of packed. So they just said to me, boom, we got business, you take it. And we got like art and food tech. And I was thinking, fam, business, innit? But like I just had to go, and mum was like, you need to go to college. All my brothers are going to college. I was thinking being at home is dead. I was like, why not? But when I was actually in there, I was like, yeah, this is dead, man. It's not for me, man. But I know, like, now
how much of that do you put down to the fact, though, that you chose a course you weren't interested in? So talking to me today, obviously interested in music, and that's what you're pursuing. But if we were to turn back time and actually, instead of choosing business, you chose a music technology.
But at the time, when I went to college, I wasn't even a rapper. I literally,
Okay, so what's the time? Break the time scale down for me.
For me becoming a rapper. So like literally from like, let's say from year 7 to year 11, I'm just a normal living my life. I didn't have music in my head. I used to listen to music, but music was never, I never thought to myself, one day I'm going to become a rapper. It was never, ever, ever in my head. Like little freestyles with my friends in the block, but that's just what everyone does, innit?
Sure.
And then, but yeah, like when I got to college, like I was like outside of college, I was doing a lot. Like the getting arrested and those other things happening in my area is getting repetitive. Mum, please come to my house every day about talking about me, answering me this, about the maddest things, innit? So I kind of noticed this stuff that I'm doing is not, it has no longevity. It's only going to get me to a certain point in life. Like I can't be doing this at 35 or 40 or whatever. I need something that's going to take me further and that's legit and that's like proper. Thought of a few other things, but like even the little like 9 to 5s, like when I got arrested and stuff, like the youth offended and that, telling me get a job, and I tried all of that, but it was just like, fam, I just felt like I'm more than this, innit? Like I feel like, yeah, like, so yeah, that's how music really came. Like it was just, I needed something to do in it, and I knew that if I could tell my story in a good way and I can make it sound good, it will work. So that was it really, man.
Yeah, but what was it, Mali, that specifically inspired you to do music? You've talked about the fact that you didn't want to do a 9 to 5. You felt like you were more than that, but why music?
Music as well. Like I just feel like there's a lot of like rappers that are just basic and they cut through and they're and like, yeah, like it works. So me, I've got talent, but I feel like I have talent and I actually have substance and a story to tell and a message and something positive for people to hear, and they can like, people message me, they'll be at Mali like, bro, like I was going through some shit and like hearing your music made me feel like there's someone else out there that has experienced what I've experienced, and those things, it's like, yeah, like this is why I do this, because like obviously it's all like, obviously I want to take care of my family and what else, and I know that music can pay well, but at the same time, like I want to help people as well, man. So literally I could have like, I had brothers, my brothers are Harlem and stuff, so I could have done a drill thing, or I could have easily just jumped on that, but I felt like, nah man, I need to do something where like, yeah, like I need to just spread a message, bro. Like literally, man. So that's how it really came, bro. Man.
Yeah, no, that's another amazing answer, Mali. So thank you for giving this level of insight. I'm really enjoying it from a personal perspective. I was interested to understand, you've talked about your influence getting into music and doing freestyles on the block with your friends while you were at school, but specific artist-wise, who was it or who is it that you would say that paved the way for you getting into this specific industry?
I don't know, you know. Like I said, like music to me, back then was just like whatever song was out, like just listen. So I feel like inspiration wise, like now I look at people like, I'm like, yeah man, like they're doing good, like that's somewhere where I want to be in it. But like that's just, I wouldn't say they inspire me, but they're a good example. But yeah, that's it really. I don't think I have it. I think personally my family, and that's what inspires me. Like this is what I'm doing this for. Like this is literally it. Like it's my family. Like I want to take care of my family so much, so they inspire me to do better. So I feel like yeah,
it's a really good answer. I think I was having another conversation with Graft actually along a similar line, and I was asking him, what does your life look like for it to be successful in your eyes? And he was essentially saying it's generational wealth. It's more than just my dad, my sister, my brother, etc. being well off. It's about that, their kids, their kids, their kids, and so on and so forth. And that was what it was about for him.
Yeah, I agree 100%. 100%, man.
Good. Yeah. So, I mean, where I want to take it from here is I want to focus on the present, and then I want to focus on your goals, aspirations, and essentially the future. So one thing that you mentioned earlier on in the interview is that ever since you took that jump and you decided to pursue music as your primary focus, you've been working each and every day at your craft. So for those that don't know, and to be fair, we won't express it, but we have filmed this interview on Boxing Day, so straight to work after the Christmas break, a very brief Christmas break. So yeah, could you put into perspective how much time you put into your craft?
Bro, a lot, man. Like I'm literally in studio every day. I can show you my schedule. Like it's like, yeah, like I want this, bro. Like I want this more than anything. So I need to work. There's nothing else that I could be doing that's better in my eyes. Like this is it, bro. I've got it. Like literally right now for me, I just feel like it's just getting my name out there because talent's not a question. No. If I got my name out there tomorrow, they're not gonna be Izzy Hard because I am. So it's just about getting my name out there for me. So like it's just everyday studio, bettering myself, bettering my beats, finding things that work and don't work, trying new things. Like it's just like, yeah, bro. I'm trying to learn everything about music, to contracts, to learning new instruments, to like literally, bro. I'm just trying to learn everything. This is my main focus, like just music right now. But yeah, it's a lot of work. A lot of crazy stuff happens, deals and video shoots, and like I've got into some madnesses with video shoots. Like it's mad, the stuff that happens. Like I thought music was so straightforward. Like yeah, quick. Nah, fam. Like it's a lot.
Yeah. So you mentioned, Mali, you've got in some madnesses within the music industry, specifically music video focused. So I mean, what do you actually mean by that? Could you break that down?
Music videos, it like I've had a lot of music videos go wrong. Like little things like just cameraman mess, like giving me terrible drafts or terrible edits that I'm just not feeling, or just incidents happening where you lose files, or like just like little things that you never expect to happen but they happen. Like it's mad, but yeah, bro, it's just like even like the little things like beats and making sure that your beats are proper so you don't get taken down and all of that stuff. Like yeah, like it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Like I thought every beat on YouTube was free. Literally, I thought yeah, I can take this beat and I'm good. I'm being told about leases and unlimited this and that. I'm thinking, what's all of this? But I'm learning, man. So I feel like I've learned a lot. Since starting, where was it, October last year, I've learned a lot, man. So like even like, I can tell my brethren happily about like Mali, like what they explain distribution, they were publishing. Like I can tell them like what it is, innit? So like it's good that I've learned a lot. So I feel like in this moment of time, if I had a deal or something, I can't get shaped. Like I know what's right, and I'm still gonna learn more. But yeah.
So one thing you mentioned, Mali, and it's interesting to understand actually, is that this year that the primary focus is really about putting yourself on a platform and getting your name out there. As you said, which I completely echo, by the way, is once people listen to your content, they're going to be impressed and they're going to become fans. So, I mean, with that in mind, I was doing some preparation yesterday, obviously before coming and sitting down with you today, and you had a massive year. You had your first radio play on Capital Extra and your Jeremiah Asiyama as well.
Now I'm thinking about it. It's a good memory, man. It's a good memory. But yeah.
Yeah, so I guess with that in mind, you're saying, I want to put myself out there. When people listen to me, that they're going to like me. And you've accomplished things that I mentioned, but also on top of that, things like your Hardest Bars Under 18s cypher, and also the Black Box Hardest Under 18s as well, two other incredible feats that you've achieved within the year of 2020. So with your primary focus being exposure, how does that make you feel?
Good. There's a lot going on, which is exactly what I wanted. Like, so yeah, man, I'm happy with everything that's going on. Like, there's a lot of content, a lot of music, Instagram and reposts and like on platforms. So there's a lot happening right now. This is exactly what I wanted because I'm ready music wise. I can be bagging out songs all the time. So it's not pressure. It's not pressure to me really. Like this is what I need. My following's growing quickly as well. So this is literally, it's going well, man. I'm happy where I'm going next year. I'm ready, man. I've got a lot of things coming and yeah, everything should go smooth. And then, yeah, man. Yeah.
So you mentioned, Mali, and I quote, next year, be ready. It'd be interesting to understand what next year actually looks like. Because if we think about 2020, a lot of that was freestyle focus, which I guess falls in alignment with the exposure goal. But please do correct me if I'm wrong. I think to date, you only have 3 officially released tracks, to put it that way, on streaming services, so Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify, etc. So what does next year look like? Next year
you've got a lot of singles coming. Like, I'm not even gonna say how many tracks I have, but I have a lot of tracks. Like, so yeah, I'm not gonna oversaturate, but there'll be a lot of stuff dropping. A lot of stuff. Yeah, man. A lot. So I would say by the end of next year, I hope to have at least like 10 tracks on Spotify.
10 tracks.
Yeah. So that's 7.
And those 7 tracks that you mentioned, how are they going to be released? Are they going to be released as singles, or is there an EP knocking about? What's the plan with those 7?
Singles, maybe a few features, maybe a few platforms, few things. But EP, I'm gonna definitely start working on my EP around mid next year.
Okay.
It's not coming out in 2021 though. I feel like it's a bit too early for EP time. I feel like numbers wise, I want to build a bit more because I don't feel like it will make sense to release the EP now numbers wise because I feel like I'll be disappointed. Because EP, when it comes to EP and albums, for me, I want it to do well. Like singles, I still want them to do well, but like you get it, like
you haven't put as much into it.
Yeah. But like EP, when it's like 6 or 7 tracks, like it needs to be like proper thing first. Like numbers need to make sense so we can kind of estimate what we want. So EP, I feel like it'll be 2022.
What numbers would make sense? You mentioned that ultimately the numbers have to be there for you to drop a project. What do those numbers have to look like for you to get to that place?
I think at least 50 to 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify will make sense.
And where are you at the moment?
I think like 8K. So I feel like when I get to 50 to 100,000, that will make sense. I feel like consistent 50s to 100s Ks on videos, like stuff like that, just like in them brackets, innit, rather than what I'm doing now. Because I feel like if I was to release an EP now, it will be a good EP because it's my tracks, innit, but like it's just I don't feel it'll get as much exposure as it deserves, so I want to wait.
Yeah, I mean, so I won't lie, I totally agree with that process. It's almost imperative to have the listeners before you put that energy into releasing a full body of work. I mean, people that watch each and every interview we do probably sick to death of me talking about Russ, the American artist, but he had the approach where he did the one track a week rollout for God knows how long, dropped his project and it went platinum, double platinum, triple platinum, crazy numbers, don't quote me on it, but I do agree with that process. So it's good that you're going down that road.
That's exactly how I feel.
So I mean, in terms of 2021, to really break it down and almost get into the nitty gritty, you've talked about you want that increased exposure. You've talked about getting those 7 songs out there. But if we were really to go in depth, what does 2021 look like to you?
Me personally, I don't like talking on my plans too tough because, I'd rather just make it happen. I know what I got coming. So just touch on it lightly, I would say, I don't bro, I just need to just get my name out there, bro. Like literally, bro, I've got music coming. I've got like exposure wise, I feel like I've got a better like team and stuff to help me do that. So I just feel like, we just have to wait and see, man. Like the songs will speak for themselves, man. So man.
Yeah, no, 100%, bro. I completely agree. I mean, almost to stay on topic with looking forward and that vision, not necessarily just for 2021, but beyond. I really want to understand, I'm sure a lot of people are thinking this, how big are your overall aspirations?
Big. I have big goals, I feel like. But yeah, man, I want to be established, but I don't want to be famous. Like it's a weird one. I don't actually want to be famous. That's the reason why my first ever video I wore a belly, because I thought, I don't want to be famous, but I realized I can't wear belly, man. Like, not making sense for what I'm talking about anyway. So I feel like I had to, innit. But I don't want to be this big famous guy. But I feel like if my face is gonna be around regardless.
It's a tough one, isn't it? And ultimately, I do think I agree with you. There's probably tons of famous public eye-facing people, footballers, actresses, etc., that would say the exact same thing, that they want to do the jobs that they do, earn the money they earn, go home and not be looked at by the public. But those two things, they almost go hand in hand, don't they, in truth?
Like I feel like when I get to a point where I'm there, I'm cutting, bro. Like, I swear down, I'm just gonna release music without even when I get to a point where I can release music without promoting it and it's gonna do numbers.
Yeah.
I'm gone. I'm like whoever, I might get like someone in my team to control my Insta or something, but me, I'm off the media. I'm gone, man. Like you're not gonna hear from me unless it's my music. Like that's my goal. Like I just wanna go and live life for real. So I feel like right now all the media and everything, I'm just using it just to get where I need to be. But when I get to that point, bruv, I'm out of here, man. For real.
And you said you want to live life. What does living life look like to you?
exploring the world, bro. Like I'm here too much. I don't even have a passport, bro. Like I have never been on holiday, bro. My whole life, like, I've been to little France and that when I was in like year 6, but I've never really been on a holiday. Like man's just been in the ends every day, like of my life, bro. 365. Like the only time I leave is when I'm going studio or something, and that's kind of still the ends, like.
Yeah.
But like, fam, I need to go and explore the whole world, bro. Like that's living life to me, fam. Literally.
Where sticks out to you that you want to go?
I want to go to first. I want to go to a cold country. Yeah,
Cold.
I want to go to Switzerland.
Cold. He wants to keep the beanie.
I want to go to Switzerland. Yeah, I want to let look at LV and that. Go to Switzerland, ride some jet ski. Or is it a jet ski? I don't even know. Something ski. Something ski. And then them type of things. And then I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I just want to travel everywhere.
Yeah.
Literally, I just want to travel everywhere. But hopefully I can do that with tours as well. So I can do 2 things in one.
I mean, again, sorry to bring him up, but Russ does the exact same thing. He'll go somewhere, perform for a couple of nights, and then extend his trip and live life for the rest of it. So that way, obviously, you're earning, but you're also, living life at the same time and experiencing different places.
Yeah, literally, that would be ideal for me. So yeah, man.
Good, make it happen.
100, I will. Million.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess really to close things off with one last question, and I touched upon it earlier, it's something I asked Graft, and I think it's a really insightful and also kind of opens the playing field to you in terms of a question. At what point or what does your life really look like, and the things that you've been able to provide to your family, to yourself, where it's success in your eyes?
I don't feel like it's a mad one. Do you mean like music wise? Like
I feel like everything, to be honest. I know it's a massively broad question, but you could say actually, so when it gets to the point where I bought my mum a house or my family is comfortable.
All of those things, those are like compulsory to me. Like literally, like buying mum a house and that. Like that's the main thing for man. So I feel like when I've done all of those things, I feel like I'll be happy. I feel like when I get on the house and all of those things, like I'll move on to other things in it. But I don't know. I don't really ever think I'll be content, you know. I don't know, man.
Why is that?
No, I feel like music wise, I feel like I always want to do more music wise. So I don't think I'll ever make like the perfect tune. Like I'm just like this is it. Like so like I don't know. I don't know if I have to see, bro. But definitely want to get my mum the yard. That's 100%. When I get that, I'll be very, 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 very happy. So yeah, right now that's goal number 1.
Yeah, no, thank you for that, bro. No, that's brilliant. I mean, that's pretty much it from me, if I'm honest. Everything that I wanted to understand about you from a personal perspective, but also from an artistic perspective, has been answered. So thank you, honestly, for your in-depth answers, and the honesty as well is important for me being here, but also the viewers most importantly. So I appreciate it. I mean, I guess just to get one final bit of promotion in for Discovery. Obviously, we've written about you before, we've met you before, and now we're finally sitting down to get this piece of visual content. What would you say about the channel and our aspirations?
You lot are sick, man. Nah, I can't lie. You lot like even the article, man. It was good, bro. It was sick. So yeah, I would say keep doing your thing. Hopefully, well, definitely will be up there, man. With some of the big names, but yeah, man, I appreciate what you lot do, man. Take your time. You come from far as well, bro. You're the real NSJ, bro. You're actually drinking. Like, it's like, yeah, bro. I appreciate it, man. You lot are sick.
No, thank you.